Hi guys, welcome to Cartex, and there it is, after a long 5 years waiting after the Urban Rebel, the Cupra Raval. Call it the Ibiza Cupra Never Get, or the sporty version of the ID Polo. It is. Look at the looks of this car. Sporty, aggressive, and still it's an electric city car. What we see in the front is the signature version in the headlights, so the sort of triangle shape of the headlights. This car is a performance first edition in the really strange color plasma iridescent, so sometimes it's grey, sometimes it's purple, and sometimes it's a sort of green like, but it's a cool looking car. This car with the 19-inch wheels, 235 wide tires in front and in the rear. It behaves really good on city streets, but also on the highway. Did sort of highway trip today, 250 kilometers, so have some trip with the car. Well, the passenger compartment, it looks like a sort of, Cupra calls it helmet shape, so the part over there looks like a sort of helmet, so you get a really sort of spacious feel in the cockpit of the car. So as said, the Ibiza Cupra Never Got. In terms of the Ibiza, it's a little bit shorter, 4 meters and 4 centimeters, but the interior is way more spacious. I'll show you in a bit. And it's the same platform, MEB Plus, as the ID Polo, so LFP NMC batteries, standard range of 317 kilometers, and with a 52 kilowatt battery in this car, 444 WLTP. So managed to do somewhere around 350 kilometers on highway speed, so that's not bad. Also on the rear, of course, the illuminated Cupra logo and the type name in the rear lights, Raval in this case. So it's a sort of sporty like car. A rear diffuser, a rear spoiler which is sort of big. It's a great looking car, I think. It's less boring than the ID Polo, excuse me Volkswagen, but it looks more sporty, way more aggressive. It has to be your style, but I like it. Then, the party piece of this car. When you open it, this will come out. And you'll see the sporty interior of the Cupra Raval. As said, this is not a VZ version, but it's a performance first, so the electric seats, sporty seats, they sit really great. You even don't need the VZ seats, but these are always also a sort of bucket seat. Then the interior, physical buttons. A lot to do about it. The Raval starts with the physical buttons back in the car. Tafelskam will follow, ID7, ID4, ID5, etc. will also follow with the physical buttons instead of the touchpad. Some of you guys hate them, some of you love them. I really love the old touchpads, but this works fine. Then, screen-wise, ID software 6.0. Android-based software, so no Volkswagen only software. Means much quicker if you press the right button. And you also got an app store now, so you can watch YouTube. Compared to the old software, it works way quicker. You got a digital key, so you can use your cell phone as a key for the car. You don't need to have the key with you. If you go to the shop, you got a lot of app-like things inside it. The internet is way worse over here. If you go to apps, you got a list of apps you can download: Spotify, YouTube, some games, etc. AccuWeather, Weather Channel. So what Cupra says, the first 3 years are on charge of Cupra for the internet. After that, you need to use your hotspot or use Cubic Telecom data bundle to use these apps. But the first 3 years, they're free. The over-the-air software updates, My Cupra app, etc. are in Holland. I don't know how it is outside Holland, for 10 years now. So no 3 or 4 years anymore, 10 years. So, and after the 12.9 inch display, in the middle, the 10.25 inch display over here. You can change the view of it. Also the meters, you can change them. So it's more graphical than the old one. And the plus, I think, if you now use your Android Auto Apple CarPlay, it will also use the center screen for your navigation. So not only there, but also there. So if I do something like this, as you see, I like to use Waze. Waze also projects on the display in front of you, so way better than the old version. So as said, you can use YouTube in your car now, so you can watch my channel while charging your car or your stationary. So you can also get it on full screen. So you can watch my other walkarounds of the Cupra Raval in case of this. And of course the copper-like interior decoration, wireless charging, cup holders, a center armrest with a big space in it. Also over there some space. Yeah, it's a sort of spacious car in this segment of the car builders. So also ambient lighting and the cool piece I cannot show you now because I think it's not dark enough. You got a projection over here in the doors. Watch my other video where I show it to you. There are little lenses in the dash over there and over there. They project some visuals on the door panel. Really cool. I think it's the first car where I saw it in, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, this car has park assist, but it also has the remote parking function. You can park it in with your app, etc. Works cool. Had a training in Barcelona. Had the chance to play with it a bit. I'll make a video of it later. I already made a video of the ID4 of it. This works way better. You can also use parallel parking, etc. I'll make a video about it. So as said, Android based fully. You can also use Apple CarPlay, etc, etc. You got the in-car Apple CarPlay function now, so you can use your heating or your ambient light, etc. from Apple CarPlay. I never use it, just press a button over here, but you can use it now. And of course, on the steering wheel, also these drive mode buttons. You can go to Cupra with one press. You can go to individual or range or comfort, performance, and then to Cupra again. Well, it depends on your drive. I drive it all the time in individual. Sadly, you need to push it again every time you start it, but EU regulations. Yeah, depends on your driving style. Guys, just a minute. I had a cooperation with a guy named Yuri Accessories, and I got a little action for you guys. Always hassle with a place for your sunglasses, etc. Well, these two things for your parking ticket. There's also this guy. Yuri Accessories made this stuff. You can just put it here inside, and you have a little box for your sunglasses, parking tickets, etc. Really handy, really cool. They also make glow-in-the-dark pieces for your heater buttons, etc. I put a link in the description to the website of Yorick Accessories, and I got a little discount code for you guys with Cartex15. You will get 15% off your first order. Oh, and guys, the graphics of the new cameras way better than the Tavascan or something, ID4, etc. The graphics are way better even in this kind of car. Cameras will be better in the new version of Tavascan ID4, ID7, so let's wait for that. Well, the strange thing of this car, it doesn't have launch control. The VZ version has it. I will show you it in some next video. But full throttle, absolutely no wheel spin with a front wheel drive car. Don't know how they did it, but they did it. I already felt it during the training. It's way grippier than a normal front wheel car. I think they did a trick with some of the performance not available from zero, but even the VZ version, drove it yesterday for a short while. Even that car with launch control, no wheel spin at all. So don't know how they do it, but it works really great. Then the rear seats, and yes, there's a child seat because I have one. More spacious than a Polo, but can I sit in it? I'm 1.85 meters. I'm sort of stuck. I need to, let's zoom out a bit, pull my knees to the side to sit in it. It's okay. I can move forward, but yeah, it's okay for this segment of car. Spacious enough. And guys, look at this dash. Doesn't it look wonderful? And then the boot. 441 liters, so more than the Cupra Born. It's in the lowest version now, but still you got this space over there with the subwoofer of the Sennheiser audio system in this car. So it's really big, way bigger than a Polo or an Ibiza. So let's drive it for a short while. Well guys, driving the Cupra Raval in city streets like this, it's a bit bumpy. Short bumps, etc. You feel them really good, but yeah, it's a sort of city-like car with sport suspension, etc. So yeah, it could be bumpy. It's a sportier version of, let's say, the ID Polo, so it will be more bumpy than the ID Polo, I think. Performance-wise, well, the 211 horsepower version in this car, plenty of power. I think you don't need the VZ version, but the VZ version is much more sportier. Got DCC, etc. But yeah, for city use and normal road use, this is superb. And of course, new in this drivetrain is the one pedal drive, so you can stop completely without pressing a brake. So how easy it is. I need to get used to it, but I think that's because driving a Tavascan, ID4, ID7, etc., they don't have it until now. But yeah, it works really good. But you need to get the hang of it. And range-wise, drove about 260 kilometers today, only highway, and still have 106 kilometers range on 31% of battery. So let's say it will be somewhere around 340, 350 on highway speeds. I think it's way more economical if you do normal speeds. Managed to do with driving around 110, 115 kilometers an hour, around 16.1 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. So it's way more efficient than a Tavascan or an ID4, but it's lower, has less drag, etc. So it must be more efficient. And of course, while driving, the 10.25 inch display, way bigger than the old one. You have a navigation map in it, and as before, I show you some features of this display. So that looks way better than the old one. So guys, performance-wise, 50 kilometers an hour, full throttle. So as you see, it's quick enough. This is in normal mode. If you put it in Cupra, it even gives more sort of sound feature, etc. So it's not as quick as the VZ version of the Born, etc. But this is more a, yeah, let's call it city-like car based on or on a Polo or an Ibiza. Yeah, it's not a GTI version. You have the VZ version for it. I'm going to drive it in a short while. We get a demonstration car of it, so please follow me to see that review. But it's sporty enough, and the Cupra is sort of bitey too. But you see, if you press the gas pedal, it almost reacts direct, and if you loosen it, it starts a recuperation function. So yeah, it works great, enough power, you don't need more. Well guys, the Cupra Raval, what do you think of it? Do you think it's a good car? Could have some better features or something? I think it's sporty, it's great for all-time use, and maybe a short little family car or something. If you have one kid, it's really good to drive. and it's good in this range. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and share, and until next time guys.